Rob and changing his role to start come off the bench?
Rob is good, no setbacks, all positive reaction to his minutes, and he can get in the 24 range like last game. Yeah, like I said, we played him a little less than he could have, but he will not start again.
What have you seen like talking to guys? Obviously, you know the difference he makes on the court, but like just the emotional aspect. Like Jason is a huge smile every time he's like, "Oh, Rob's back!" Like this guy's knowing that he is there, and kind of the mental impact of knowing that he's there.
Yeah, I think it was great to have him back on the court, just in general. Even going through the walkthrough and things he did before last game, and everybody gave him a nice little cheer in the locker room after the win. Just to have him back is obviously a big layer to what we do defensively. The other guys have done a great job in his absence, but just having him out there is another body we can obviously, like I always talk about, Al shaving down those minutes, and the elite rim protection and versatility he gives us is huge. But more so than anything, happy that he's back healthy and pain free and able to increase those minutes and help us in what we're doing.
Obviously, Jason gets a ton of pressure from the defense. What do you think that's allowed Jake to do in this series? Where he's had a lot of success playing out some of the pressure Jason has?
Yeah, it frees him up for sure, as with the rest of the team. We've seen that quite a bit this year. And one thing we've really emphasized is, getting off the ball early, and allows Jalen, who's a very aggressive scorer driver, to get downhill. And they're in heavy shift team, loading up on Jason. And so we like to put Jalen in certain places on the court to attack. And that opens up that. But, in general, I think the thing that benefits us is we have two-way guys, guys that guard on one end and all score on the other. So it's tough to kind of key in on one guy without letting everybody else get loose. And you've seen Jason's assist numbers in the series, eight a game. He's making the right play and trusting his teammates, and everybody's kind of feeding off him.
Everybody's saying the right things after game 3, there's one more game and all that. But how do you ensure that these guys come out to start this game and not be a little kind of caught up in the 3-0 lead and all that?
I mean, the opponent, the guys that we've held down to some extent, understanding how quick a series can flip and change, and not trying to give them any hope or momentum. And so continue to do what we've done well. We had another good film session today showing a lot of areas of improvement. And so when they see that and see we held the team to 103 and did well on their 2 scores, but all the areas we can really improve on, I think it's the last 2 games especially, our starts haven't been the best. So I want to come out with a better start defensively, especially on those guys. A lot of free room, and Irving goes 0 for 7, and 5 of those looks were pretty wide open. So a lot of areas we can improve on, and understanding that they can get going at the drop of a dime, and we got to combat that early.
And do you kind of approach coaching this game a little bit differently? The beginning, like, are you just more on alert for, we actually do look a little slow, but quicker timeouts?
Yeah, I think that's been the last 2 games, and honestly, understanding how aggressive they're going to come out, backs against the wall, based on some comments they've made, expect them to be extra aggressive tonight, force the issue even more. And so we have to be alert for that. Like I said, 7-0 and 9-0 in the last 2 games, not the best starts. And then we work our way back into it. If we can put the pressure on them and make it a little harder from the start, that obviously bode well for us.
You guys, when you came down here in February, beat them twice pretty badly. They didn't have Durant and Irving. You said, okay, well, that's not the real Nets team. But did you learn anything about the way you guard other guys, or about their system from, even not seeing their whole team, to understand the kind of stuff they do that you put away for later on?
I would say no, not in those 2 games. Without their guys, they guarded us extremely different. Went after Jason every time. And then how we guarded them, it was really about getting to Mills and some of those other guys in that game. So not much from those 2 games without their 2 guys playing. I'd say game 4 at home, a tight game late in the season. We got a good look at some things in that.
You all have come into this game with a very clear approach to dealing with Kevin Durant. Your expectations defensively for what you can do, and the reality of what you've done, how closely aligned are those 2?
I mean, to say we could, he'd be struggling to this extent, I think it's a little bit of a fool's gold there. We want to make it tough on him. We want to be aggressive and physical and show him bodies and different looks and keep him off balance. But, to that extent, I'd say, we wouldn't think it, he'd miss some of the shots he's missing. But the wear down factor that I mentioned, throwing multiple bodies on them and kind of wearing them down, being, physical with them the whole game, that wears on guys. And then when they do get open, look, at times they're a little antsy and they can rush those. And so I think it's a cumulative effect with all of our guys, but also putting them in actions on the other end and making them guard as well. So like I said, we have two-way guys, and that's the benefit of our team. A lot of our defensive guys can score as well, and they have to do it on both ends.